for a fair and balanced debate. Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union, and Liz Chatterton, president of the Chatterton Group. Thank you both for joining me. How are you? Now, Liz, I want to start with you because I was listening to this speech this morning, and I feel as if the former governor took to appeal to the progressive group, really who we would anticipate vote for Elizabeth Warren, perhaps. Do you think that's a strategy that he's taking, and is that going to be an effective strategy?
I absolutely think it's a he's taking. The truth of the matter is that primaries, at least Democratic primaries, are all about who's the best Democrat. And so in this case, I think Martin O'Malley sees an opportunity to go a little bit left of Hillary Clinton while not quite as left as Senator Bernie Sanders. So I do think there's a little bit of an Elizabeth Warren space in there for him. I like Senator Bernie Sanders, but he's pretty left of left. And Elizabeth Warren tends to be more like a Governor O'Malley. We're very progressive, but not quite a self-proclaimed socialist as Bernie Sanders is.
Wow.
So,
but I mean, she's.
Wow.
I mean, he calls himself that.
Elizabeth Warren is more in the middle. This is interesting.
But we're talking about an underdog here. I mean, his numbers aren't that great, and he's running against the Clinton machine. So
That's right. That's right. Look, I think Liz said it right. Elizabeth Warren is the best Democrat in the field. She's just not going to run, most likely.
Right.
Who she endorses, I think, is huge. Every day that Hillary Clinton doesn't have that endorsement, it makes people wonder how much on lockdown does she have that part of her party, this progressive liberal base of her party. Martin O'Malley's going to, the lane he has open to him is all those Democrats out there that think that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton are establishment figures and they're not really progressive leaders. And they look at Hillary Clinton, she's great on paper, but they see her campaign, and she is sure rusty and wobbly, and she scares them. That's the lane he's going to take, and you saw that with that great line that he delivered today on the royal families.
Now, speaking of going forward, Hillary Clinton, some critics say she hasn't been running the most transparent election so far, or her bid so far. We did hear from
a server hidden in her basement? That's pretty transparent.
We heard from a local reporter earlier who said that she covered the governor when he was a mayor, and he was a very transparent figure. So is this an opportunity for him?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a real issue out there in America today. Where so much news coverage and there's so much out there on the internet, and you know, presidential candidates are going to have to go out and talk to reporters, which Hillary Clinton is not doing, answer all the tough questions in all kinds of venues with all kinds of media outlets. And Martin O'Malley, if he's smart, will start doing that tomorrow morning.
Should Hillary be worried?
You know, what's really interesting is, no, I don't think Hillary should be worried at this point. But you do bring up a really interesting point, which is Secretary Clinton is really being hounded by the media, and the more she's hounded, the more she runs the other way.
That's right.
There is an interesting opportunity here for Governor O'Malley to become the Straight Talk Express of John McCain's 2000 bid, frankly, the person who answers every media question. That would be interesting. But at this point, he has 1% name ID to her 99% name ID. I just don't see how he pulls this off.
Now, what about the two fields? Because we were seeing a very flooded GOP side, but we're seeing a fairly vacant. Now there's three names in the Democratic side. Could that be an advantage or a disadvantage for those three?
I actually think it's going to be an advantage for those three for the very reason, why is Senator Bernie Sanders running? He's a great guy. Does he really stand any chance of winning? No, but this is an opportunity for him to capture some national attention because there likely are going to be only three, maybe four, but unlikely more than that, potential nominees for the Democrats. On the other hand, just real quick, Republicans, who isn't running for the Republican nomination? Well, and for that reason, I think...
But could that be an advantage?
Let me just say, what Hillary Clinton needs is she's got to get better. And she got better in 2008 as the campaign went on. If she continues to campaign and duck reporters like she is now, she's going to be in a world of hurt. She needs to get better. There's just a chance Governor O'Malley and Bernie Sanders will make her a better general election candidate.
Okay, great. Matt, Liz, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure this conversation will continue. We appreciate